everyone, welcome to Fashion Calgary. My name is Anya Basig and I'm here today with one and only, I have to say, very special gentleman, the kid below, David Brunning. How are you doing?
I'm good, doing great.
So I'm glad we went through some languages journey and visiting few regions before we started this interview, but it's been amazing to finally meet you in person. What an incredible afternoon shooting at your place. Thank you for having us. I always wanted to ask first, why the kid below?
The kid below?
We have some company.
We do have company.
Yeah.
The kid below came from, or the kid below came from the Hebrew meaning of my name, which is beloved.
Oh, okay.
So David means beloved, and so they called me beloved back in the day, beloved one or beloved or below one, and so I took the VED, and being a grown up but acting like a kid most of the time, or being young at heart, the kid fit, so the kid below or the kid beloved is the kid David. So
it's actually very cool. It fits. I think it fits. Tell me a little bit more about your journey. How did it happen that you actually became an artist?
I was given a gift from birth to create, and I recognized that at a young age. I didn't understand at what capacity. I knew that I could draw and doodle, and my parents knew I could do that because I doodled on everything. So that was kind of fun and very revealing. My older brother was an artist as well, and I just believe that, I have a strong belief that when you're born, you're given talents, gifts, abilities. And for some reason, you have to work at those sometimes and develop those, but it was a natural thing for me to create. And so creating was realized at a later date in life. I created my whole life and loved artwork my whole life, but it was not until I was 19, 20 that I really took to it, and then by the time I was 27, that's when I launched. That's when things...
That's what I was going to ask, like when was that peaking kind of moment when things started really going? So that was
2006, I was in a long-term relationship. I was working full-time. So long-term relationship, working full-time in fashion for a big fashion house, or basically a brand, Diesel, and I was working at Holt Renfrew and doing my artwork part-time, and I ended up I got sick. I ended up getting shingles and from anxiety, and I was just not doing what I should have done. And in not doing what I should have done, I moved from doing full-time employee, being a full-time employee basically, into pursuing my artwork full-time, which is a huge leap. Yeah, it was difficult.
It's been difficult, but it's been so rewarding, I'm sure. Like, I want to ask you like a few questions. First, where do you get your inspiration from when you create your work?
Wild. I would say in different seasons it's from different places. Okay, like in every season something new comes about. When I first started my work, the desire was really from deep within to produce what I had been feeling or what I had been going through. At that time, when my full-time career launched, it was really based around the aspect of my emotional status, like where I was at. I was coming out of a relationship long-term. I was going through a whole bunch of new identity and things like that. And then throughout the years, it just shifted with seasons. And I would say the majority of the time, my inspiration comes from people, places, and emotions. So I travel a lot on my motorcycle. I love people. I love meeting new people. I stand in awe of creation all the time. Every time I'm out in nature or traveling, I'm in awe of people. I love new things. I love new cities. I love interaction with new places. So that to me speaks to me, and then from that I produce, and I really produce, I would say, at an emotional level where I'm deeply involved and richly involved with my work, to the point that what I create is what I create.
And how usually long it takes to create one artwork?
To create a piece, dependent on the client, but for myself personally, I can sit there and do a piece. I've painted a piece in 3 hours. I've done graffiti pieces in 2 hours. I've done pieces that have taken 6 months. So it's a wide range. When I was doing a lot of mural work and a lot of exterior and interior work, that's usually based on a client's needs to have something painted within the first, like, oh, we have 3 days, we have a week, or we have got 3 weeks. So that's more time contingent, and it's based on the job. And then same with commissions. So sometimes with the commission, you end up spending, I don't know, maybe, yeah, a month, 2 months. But for me, it could be, I don't know.
So what was the most challenging yet rewarding project you've been working so far?
If I were to look back at my mural work and the process of painting big murals, I would say one of the most challenging but rewarding murals I painted and jobs I had was with the CMLC in the East Village. I painted to date the biggest mural I've ever painted single-handedly, which was about 100 feet wide by 30 feet high. And so single-handedly created this massive piece of artwork that was done over a period of about 3 weeks. That was an interesting time for me because it was there's a lot going on in my personal life at that time. There's a lot going on in my artistic life, and so and then just the challenge of painting something that big, like, it was unreal. And I think in the end they tacked on more work for me in the end. So I was painting, I don't like heights, so I'm on a giant skyjack painting super high. So I got over a little bit of my fear of heights for sure, and I definitely learned so much that it was just, when I was done and I looked at it, I was really amazed at the fact that I pulled it off, and I grew so much as an artist. I was able to understand painting a lot more, the size of the job a lot more, and just what it takes to create something that big.
Okay, and one of my last questions is, what do you think about the cultural scene in Calgary?
Well,
that says a lot already.
Yeah.
Should we leave the dots?
We should leave the ... The cultural scene in Calgary. I don't know any other city in the world that runs the same event every year for over 100 years. So we have put ourselves in a position in Calgary which is deeply entrenched in certain cultural aspects. We've never left the idea of the West or cowboys or ranches or anything like that, and I think that that stuff is very important. I appreciate it. I'm, proud of what we do. And on an international scale, culturally, Calgary is not recognized when you travel the world. They recognize Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal. Those cities somehow are diverse enough to carry international qualities. Calgary's got an interesting and a good place in its position to become something. I don't know what it is to become. The mountains are rich and beautiful. Our summers are gorgeous. The people are friendly. Oil and gas has provided a great opportunity for many people to succeed and become profitable in their lives. So there's a lot of good things here. I just really find culturally it's hit and miss. As an artist, I've found that this city has really, taken me in, really enjoyed my work, supports me in what I do, and I'm grateful for that. And I've pushed a lot into the city and put a lot back into the city. But there's a lot out there in the world, in the entirety of the globe, in cities and culture and art and the richness of that stuff. There's so much, and I don't know if Calgary understands that. I think we do good with some things, but I'm not sure what, which is the honest truth. I just think from an artist standpoint, it's comfortable. There's great opportunity. There's a lot going on, but I wouldn't, outside of the stampede or cowboy stuff, I don't really know what else Calgary pushes, which is we have a lot of great artists, we have a lot of great musicians, we have a lot of great new festivals and things like that have come to the surface. But that's new, and that's the stuff that needs to lead into the future. It's weird. That's a question that could be talked about in a room for an entire year. Like it's something where I feel grateful to be able to add to the culture, to represent my city, to represent the people of the city, to represent the art. So I'm very proud to be Calgarian, and I'm very proud to be in the city. So I'm going to try my best to keep doing what I do, and hopefully that adds to the culture and the value of the city.
Well, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate your honesty, and we are also so grateful for have you on board for this year campaign and being one of the ambassadors. And we look forward to see you at the gala. Also, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.